headlines. Presidential candidates sell ideas, woo supporters in Edo State. Police in Zamfara rescue 27 kidnapped victims from forest in Bokoyo. Fresh travel crisis looms as United Arab Emirates impose ban on Nigerians. And on the foreign scene, former South African President Jacob Zuma accuses successor Ramaphosa of graft and treason. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining us, and here are the news. The APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu has opened his party's campaign office in Kano as part of his three-day official campaign visit to the state. The thousands of party supporters across the 44 local government areas of the state turned out to receive him as he made his way to the state's government house. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, the party governorship candidate, and several other politicians received Tinubu. While commissioning the office, Bola Tinubu said he believes that he's on the right track on winning the 2023 elections as he was received by supporters in Kano State.
As the candidate of the party, followed by numerous members of the Executive Presidential Campaign Council, I don't know how to pick them one by one. Just say thank you to them. I don't have the eyes from the back to really recognize everybody sitting behind me. So I won't look back. I'll look forward to Nigeria February. This party, we see victory. This country, we experience progress. This office will be filled with joy come February 2023.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has promised to create a state police across the country and address security challenges in the country if elected come 2023. Atiku made the pledge in Benin during the PDP presidential campaign rally in Edo State. He said he would restore security in this country by ensuring that there are equipped personnel on the roads so that Nigerians can travel day and night and also go to their farms without any threat. He urged Nigerians to stay with PDP as they would benefit from the party, noting that the APC has destroyed education, infrastructure and economy among other sectors in the country. Others who spoke at the event were the vice presidential candidate Ifeanyi Okowa, national chairman of the party Iyorchia Ayu, Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, as well as the Oyo State Governor Godwin Obaseki. I say money is the major requirement in the execution of a successful political campaign. But there's always a big question mark on how these funds are sourced and what the intentions are for providing them. Chamundabe interrogates the implication of money politics in Nigeria and how campaign funding impacts the electoral process. The report.
The Electoral Act 2022 has clauses which are supposed to ensure that every party enjoys a level playing field during the campaigns. Section 88, subsection 8 of the Electoral Act provides that no individual or other entity shall donate more than 50 million naira to a candidate, while Section 90, subsection 3 prohibits a political party from accepting monetary or other contributions, which is more than 50 million naira, unless it can identify the source of the money to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. But many political observers believe that the Independent National Electoral Commission is merely paying lip service to the clause, placing a cap on campaign funding.
Here, we do not have that contributory sense of pooling resources through the support base. Most of the time, what we have individuals spending in their own money and their cronies. So what we have very fine letters in the law, books, making all sort of restrictions and prescription as to source of funding and how much you should spend. We have what I would always call that supermarket mentality. We write about anything and we outlaw everything.
There are many that believe that the party primaries which produced candidates for the 2023 elections were marred by vote buying. If the same impunity plays out during the process of campaigns, especially as it pertains to funding, many believe that those that donated these funds could exercise undue influence on those elected.
For us to get the kind of democracy that we want, we would have to pay for it. What do I mean by paying for the kind of democracy that we want? It means that if we've seen a candidate that we like, if we like the things that he's saying, if we agree with his policies, his position, and where he wants to take the country to, then we should be prepared to fund his campaign. Because any time a candidate puts his hands in his pocket and pay for a campaign process, you should expect that when he gets into office, he's going to fund or replace all of those monies that he spent during campaign back to his pockets. But the only problem now is that he's going to do that at an interest rate that only he can determine.
According to both Kagbo and Buhari, the only way to stop the influence of money as a deciding factor in electoral processes is to fix the ailing economy that has caused financial distress to many Nigerians. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And elsewhere, President Muhammadu Buhari has reached out to the governor of Benue State, Samuel Otam, pledging the full support of the federal administration in assisting him and the people of Benue with resources to investigate the latest farmer heather killings. And the president, in a statement issued on Saturday by his spokesman, Garba said it is unacceptable for lives to be taken by herdsmen and farmers alike. Buhari, who commiserated with the people of Benue State, said politics must be set aside to bridge divisions in the interest of all citizens. In the last week, scores of people were killed after armed men opened gunfire on residents of Beji rural town in Ukom local government area of Benue State. The victims include villagers, herders, and at least one policeman. When contacted, the State Police Commissioner Wali Abbas said separate incidences occurred around the border villages of Benue and Taraba states. Nigeria Army said it has neutralized 49 terrorists and 2 civilian JTF and 9 soldiers lost their lives in 6 weeks of military operations against terrorists in Borno State. It also revealed that number of surrendered terrorists rose to 81,131 combatant and non-combatant fighters. The theater of operation Hadinkai Christopher Musa disclosed that 2 Chibok girls with twin babies were rescued by troops of 7th Division during its operation in Bama local government. Major General Christopher Musa said despite the challenges in the dry season, the army will ensure its sustained counter-offensive against terrorists. He stressed that the army will not deter in its mandate to restore peace and normalcy in the state.
Just like we did during the rainy season. You know, before now, during rainy seasons, our operations normally go down. But this time around, if you observe, during the rainy season, we maintain the tempo, continuing. And then towards now, we're going to continue. We're entering the dry season, the Harmattan season. That also we are prepared. We have taken adequate measures to ensure that we deny them ability. Most of their movements now, if you notice, is they are looking for food and acts of criminality. They try to rob individuals to get money, to get food when they go to attacks, and that's what they are doing. So we're curtailing those things together with all the other security agencies.
On the 29th of September, Yana Pogo and her 4 children, 2 boys and 2 twin girls, were rescued at Mirari village in Bama local government area by troops of 21 Special Armored Brigade Bama during a clearance patrol in the general area. If you check the list of Chibok girls, she is on serial 19. In the same vein, on the 2nd of October 2022, Rejoice Sanke with her 2 children were rescued by troops of 222 Battalion in Kauri local government area. She is on Serial 70 on the adopted Chibok girls list.
And still on security, the police on Saturday said it has rescued 27 victims of kidnap from Gando, Bagega and Sunke Forest in Bokoyum, Anka local government area of Zamfara State. According to a statement signed by police spokesperson Mohammed Shehu, the victims were abducted by a group in Akawa, Gwashi, Tungarogo and Anka villages before taken to bandits camp at Gando, Bagega and Sunke Forest. Shows that the rescue of the victims was sequel to the report received by the command that groups of bandit terrorists invaded the above-mentioned villages and abducted unspecified number of people who took them to Gando, Bagega, Sunke Forest, where they spent a week in captivity. The statement noted that 10 of the victims are in the hospital receiving medical attention following the trauma they passed through while in captivity. And the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, says over 1.5 million Nigerian children are at risk of waterborne diseases, drowning and malnutrition as floods hit over 20 of the 36 states in the country. UNICEF, in a statement on Friday, also said more than 2.5 million people in Nigeria are in need of humanitarian assistance, 60% of which are children. The floods, which have affected 34 out of the 36 states in the country, have displaced 1.3 million people. Over 600 people have lost their lives and over 200,000 houses have either been partially or fully damaged. According to UNICEF's Children's Climate Risk Index, Nigeria is considered at an extremely high risk of the impact of climate change, ranking about second out of the 163 countries. And sailors along the river Benue in the Buruku axis have appealed to federal government to construct a bridge linking riverine communities in the area. The appeal follows the rising loss of lives of passengers ferrying across the river, especially with the rising water level. The report.
According to the sailors, whose livelihood depends on water, it has been a terrible experience losing human beings and not finding their corpses for burial.
There was a burial across the river. People that were from Abuja, Mbadu, they were crossing to go for the burial. They were keeping precisely. And they were moving in the evening alongside the corpse. Mistakenly, an accident occurred. We lost about 28 persons.
But anytime government will promise that will come and do us a bridge here, we'll be very happy. At the end of the day, we will not see the bridge again.
Sailors alongside some community members often make attempts at rescue. As explained by one of them. But this is not enough, going by the traffic of people in some situations.
We, the people that are living around this community, we are the ones that move as fast as we can to rescue people that we can. There is no other way or other help that comes by the other side, neither from government or from anybody. We do it ourselves and rescue the people we are able to. By swimming and going there, picking up a small boat we call taxi to reach there immediately. We enter the water ourselves and search for the people. There is no help from any other corner that comes during the time of rescue.
It is for these traveling inconveniences that the residents and travelers along the route are calling on the federal government to construct the Buruku Bridge. This, they believe, will ease movement and improve the economic status of host communities and the hinterlands.
So there's much need, commercially, there's very good need to mount a bridge here for our convenience.
If upon this bridge is constructed, people are going to be very, very happy. Because of this bridge problem, many people who have died in Ogondo and other places because of the ferries.
The river connects northwest as well as northeast parts of Benue State. It is also a point of crossing for some commuters traveling to Adamawa and Taraba states in northeast Nigeria. No bridge has ever been constructed here.
And away from Benue State, the Minister of State for Works and Housing, Umar Ali Yaqub, says work on the Abuja-Kaduna Highway and Zaria-Kano Highway will be completed early 2023 to reduce the hardship of commuters on the road. The minister made this known while inspecting construction of the highways in Kaduna. The report.
The minister explained that appreciable progress has been made on sections 2 and 3 of the project, covering Zaria to Kano, but lamented the difficulties faced by commuters on the Kaduna-Abuja section. Despite the damage, commuters ply Durbi Bridge, but Rigachukun Bridge has been closed for long, with commuters spending hours in traffic due to the situation of the bridge. While inspecting both bridges, the minister said assessment of damages has been done for prompt action.
We had looked at the 2 damaged bridges in Kaduna, Rigachukun, and assessment has been done. The first one is the Rigachukun Bridge and the Dumbi Bridge. Assessment of the extent of the damage has been carried out by our ministry officials, and procurement process is going on so as to bring the contractor very soon to site so as to start work on that, on the 2 bridges. The first one, the Rigachukun Bridge, of course, as you have seen, only one of the dual carriageways is working now. The other one is completely blocked for traffic. However, the Dumbi Bridge is still good, it's intact. It's just that we are being proactive in ensuring that any weakness in that bridge is rectified.
On the 64.7 kilometer Zaria-Funtua road under construction, out of which 7.4 will be dualized, the minister said the contractor assured of delivery in 6 months.
Where we are standing, the contractor is doing the stone base, and he's finished on the other side, so it remains the wearing course. And the contractor has just confirmed to me that by next month, this road, this section of this road, where you have the 7 kilometer dual carriageway, will be finished.
And the work is progressing very well, and we have just like 13 kilometers to get over it. Yes, we have over 54 kilometers now on binder course, and the contractor is a serious one. They know their job, so it gave us less problem to supervise.
Other projects inspected by the minister in Kaduna include Kaduna Eastern Bypass, which has been under construction for 20 years. When completed, the project will boost economic activities, ease movement of goods and services, as well as help in the fight against insecurity. From Kaduna, Bello Musa, reporting for Trust TV.
You're still watching the news updates on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the benefits of decorative and herbal plants. Details of this story and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news updates on Trust Television. And a look at our top stories again. We told you that presidential candidates sell ideas and woo supporters in states. And the police in Zamfara rescued 27 kidnapped victims from Gondo, Bagega and Sinke Forest in Boku. And to other stories, scrap dealers in Plateau State says that the drastic fall in the price of scrap metals in the market has brought the business to a standstill in the state. This, they say, has persisted for the past 2 months as they continue to count losses occasioned by low patronage from buyers. Ado Musa completes the story.
Most of the used metal usually collected in the north are taken to the steel companies in Lagos for recycling. The business of scrap in the past decade was booming until recently when the price fell completely. According to the dealers, prior to the price fall, they bought a kilogram of the scrap at 250 naira to 300 naira and transport each to Ogun or Lagos and sold for higher price, adding that presently their selling price has crashed to 200 naira per kilo, a development that caused many of them to sell the metal at loss. The price of metal has fallen to the level that you must lose your money. What you are seeing behind me is 2 trucks of scrap. I bought a kilo at the rate of 300 naira, but it is sold in Lagos at 217 naira now. It may fall below this tomorrow. Some people have lost their capital. Last week, 2 trucks were on their way when I asked them to return because I realized that I will lose almost 4 million naira if they got to Lagos. Hussein Suleiman, another scrap dealer in Jos, said the price crash has made some to stop buying at the moment. When we are buying a kilo at the rate of 250 naira to 270 naira, the price was also good in Lagos. Now everything has changed. Even if it is 50 naira per kilo, we can't buy now because I don't have the money. This is what we are going through. For Muhammadu Rabiu Kura, the fall has caused many to lose their jobs, especially laborers that work for them. The price fall has rendered many jobless. Many people are earning their daily income from the business. But that is not possible now because we have stopped buying. Since the beginning of September this year, the dealers said they stopped buying scrap as the price offered by steel companies is not currently encouraging, adding that there is no clear reason as to why the price continues to fall.
Horticulture can help contribute to building sustainable livelihoods, improve incomes by providing urban populations with crops such as fruits, vegetables for consumption and plants for ornamental purposes while contributing massively to landscaping. The flower and decorative plant industry is experiencing a gradual boost, especially in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, where cultivators, event planners, flower shop owners are harnessing financial and health benefit. Trust TV's Aisha Saliu reports.
Maintaining a balance within the ecosystem ensures proportionality of existence for every organism in the environment. This applies to the sustainable production, maintenance, marketing and cultivating of plants in gardens to produce food and medicinal ingredients or for comfort and ornamental purposes. But Timothy E.G., who has been in this line of work for over a decade, says sourcing, nursing and cultivating these plants is labor and capital intensive. This is because of vast variety of plants and flowers and the different purposes for which they are used.
Me that is doing this business, we know the people that are import them from abroad normally buy it from them. So when they bring it, they were like this. I think one is around 4,000, 5,000, depending on the dollars. So I buy it 5,000 each. So I come and transplant it. When I plant it, plant is all about the sizes. Once it grows, the price increases. We have some plants are herbs. Some are just for decoration. We have a golden palm. We have a tuja, which is called Christmas tree. We have a anglomania. These are indoor. Those that buy flower, those are the people that build houses, estate, and the individual that have houses. So they come to buy, patronize us. When they come, they are the ones that even appreciate us.
He acknowledges the health benefits associated with plants and the profitability of the business.
Although it's for decoration, but it's the main purpose. When you have plants around your house, you are having a healthy environment. Sometimes they rent and they return it. And some of them buy and keep it by themselves to maintain it.
The horticultural business in the FCT is highly lucrative, hence an untapped gold mine capable of creating employment opportunities to many while purifying the environment, removing toxic air pollutants and replacing them with pristine oxygen for humans and animals to thrive. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And the President, Muhammadu Buhari, will on Sunday depart Abuja for Seoul, South Korea, to participate in the first World Buyers Summit 2022, jointly organized by the government of the Republic of Korea and the World Health Organization, WHO. The two-day summit, October 25th to 26th, has the theme, The Future Vaccine and Biohealth. Nigeria was invited to the summit based on her selection with 5 other African countries by WHO and the European Union, EU, during the last EU-African summit in Brussels, Belgium, in February this year for mRNA technology transfer and global training hub for biomanufacturing of vaccines on the African continent. President Buhari, who is expected to deliver a statement at the summit and meet separately with President Yoon Suk Yeol of the Republic of Korea, will also seek other ways of more effective partnerships that impact positively on the lives and safety of Nigerians during his other engagements in and meetings in Seoul. And the United Arab Emirates, UAE, has slammed a fresh visa ban on Nigerians seeking to visit Dubai, a decision that would trigger travel crisis for travelers. The ban was conveyed in a notice issued to country's trade partners in Nigeria by the destination management companies licensed to issue electronic visas to the UAE. This was coming weeks after the country tightened the visa requirements to prospective visitors to the country, requiring them to provide a 6 months statement of account. The requirement was further reviewed by the UAE and restricted Nigerians under 40, except couples, for visiting the country. But in latest decision, the UAE authorities imposed a total ban, with many applications rejected. It equally specified that there would be no refund for rejected applications. The UAE authorities have not provided any reason for the decision, which trade partners said will affect flights to Dubai. And on the international scene, former South African President Jacob Zuma on Saturday accused his successor, Cyril Ramaphosa, of corruption and treason following a cash haste scandal at the latest firm. The accusation came just months before the ruling ANC party's year-end crunch conference, where Ramaphosa is expected to seek a second term. Zuma made this known in a multi-million cash haste that was hidden in a luxury farm in South Africa. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching.